What's up, everybody? It's time for another brain scrubbing. A couple quick thoughts. The Taxman song about the shotgun. I'm really curious. I heard that song, and it had 3 or 4 choruses at the end instead of 6 or 12. So I'm wondering if I want to buy the record for the album edit as opposed to the radio edit to get the chorus, the other 8 or 9 times that it's going to take me to memorize the song. And the other thing was I got some cream of crab soup at work, and it was really good, surprisingly, and it offset the nasty brown broccoli that was in the salad. And so, yes, brown and broccoli, they both start with BR, but other than that, they should not go together ever, unless it's brown sauce at a Chinese restaurant, in which case that's fine. I mean, I love that shit. But the real point of this is I saw a trailer for the new movie called Midway. So the first thing I thought was, they made a movie about Midway, that is the Battle of Midway. If you're not familiar, it occurred during the Pacific Theater, I think early June of 1942. Involved a heavily outgunned, heavily outnumbered, small American carrier task force that struck a decisive, crippling blow against the Japanese Imperial Navy. It's arguably some of the 5 most important minutes in military history. So, very interesting topic. If you're into that kind of thing, it's ripe for action and romance and adventure and all that other unnecessary crap that they tend to put into these war movies. It got me. Obviously, the comparison is to other World War II naval battle movies that will remain nameless until I get to my point. Point is, they made a movie called The Battle of Midway back in the 50s or 60s, and I'm thinking, what could you do with that with modern special effects? Have they tried this before? The answer is yes. Of course they have. It was Tora Tora Tora, which turned into Pearl Harbor. We know how well that went. Obviously Pearl Harbor was better because the special effects were better and because Ben Affleck is better than anybody that was in Tora Tora Tora. It's not even academic. There's no debate. And Michael Bay is just the cherry on top. So this is what I was thinking when I saw about this new Midway movie. And I saw the trailer. I did not listen to it because I was at work, and I was just thinking, okay, we got all the check boxes. We got the love interest. We've got the initial attack. We've got the slogans. The shit that's going to be on the poster. In our darkest hour, these few rose to save so many, or whatever. They didn't show any Japanese characters, although in the cast it's got a bunch of Japanese characters. So it's probably just all the faceless fighter pilots that are going to get shot down during the course of the movie. And then there'll be like one admiral that's at the end is like, I'm afraid we have awoken a sleeping giant. And you're like, wait a minute. Somebody else said that in another movie. Port astern. Hard starboard. Anyway, whatever. Point being, the movie looks like trash. And the reason I say that, it's written by some guy, I can't remember his name, but he wrote that show, Colony. Don't know. He also was a writer-producer on Jean-Claude Van Johnson, which was kind of a neat concept. I saw the pilot. If you like the JCVD movie, think of that with some fantastical spy elements added into it. So it was an interesting idea, but I don't know how they stretched it out to 6 or 10 episodes or whatever it was before it got canceled. So he's done that, and then I guess this is his first movie writing credit that I could see. It's directed by Roland Emmerich, and that's terrible. I mean, that's terrible news for anybody was hoping for any sort of historical accuracy or honest telling of this story. Because if you know the story of the Battle of Midway, really a lot of it just comes down to timing and plain dumb luck on the American side. Because by all means, they had the element of surprise, so that does play a large part into it, because prior to that, we were able to crack the JN-25 naval code, which is basically all their ciphers, so we knew where they were going to attack, and we set a trap. And even with that being said, it was still miraculous that, you know, we won just because of the odds, the overwhelming odds, and at that point, the technical and doctrinal superiority that the Japanese carrier forces had over our own. They had been practicing carrier warfare at a high level, much more so than we had at that point. It was really the first bright spot for the U.S. during the war, was winning Midway. So I'm just wondering how much of that is going to be shuffled in with semi-hipster ironic jingoism, how much PC horseshit's going to make its way into it, whether they're going, I mean, they show shots of Pearl Harbor being attacked, and the effects, I mean, I'll have to look at it on an actual monitor. I was watching it on my phone, but they look sort of like a little too crisp. Maybe it was the aspect ratio, or just because I was watching it on a higher resolution device than whatever. I mean, they look bad. Now, granted, this thing isn't coming out until November, but if all you have to show us is special effects and Ocean Master and what's-his-face, God, who else is in it? Anyway, some other dudes. The bad guy from one of the Fast and Furious movies, Shaw, he's in it. And then I want to say, I think I saw Woody Harrelson in the credits, but he's like in every movie now, so hopefully he's not some clownfish prophet waiting for the crows to fly away from, what's that volcano in Hawaii, Diamond Island or whatever, and they all fly away, and then they turn into Japanese planes, and he's like, yes! And he gets blown up. That would make the movie worthwhile right there. And then some aliens show up, and they like kidnap Commander Data, and he gives the Japanese the plans for the eventual invasion of the home islands, and that's why they decide that they're all just gonna like jump off the cliffs and say, whatever, man. Fuck Roland Emmerich. I'm already writing a more interesting movie than what we're probably gonna see with Midway. And what's kind of troubling about this, to be serious, is that generation is, as we know, it's dying out. I mean, pretty soon in our lifetime, well, I'm assuming in most of our lifetimes, we're going to witness the death of the last living World War II veteran, you know, and I wonder, will it all have been worth it? If this trash movie, and I'm going to trash it even though I haven't seen it yet, I'm just going to trash it based on 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow and every other horseshit movie Roland Emmerich has ever put out, with the exception of Stargate. Kurt Russell, it's the Kurt Russell factor. He elevates the material. Independence Day is okay. But yeah, I'm not excited about this movie. It's as long as it's better than A Thin Red Line. I mean, that's all I can ask. I mean, I'll probably go see it, or wait until the DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, because I'm old. Fuck you. The streaming service comes out. We'll watch it and be like, wow, that was dumb. I guarantee one of the ships is going to have a dog on it for no fucking reason. And a bomb is going to hit the ship. Probably be the Yorktown. And it'll be a Yorkshire Terrier, because every naval captain in movies has to have a terrier on the ship. So there'll be a Yorkie on the Yorktown running away from a fireball after the bomb hits through the corridors of the ship, and he's going to run through a bulkhead, and the fire is going to just singe his tail, and it's going to like, yip, and like, arf! And it's going to jump up into the arms of the one of the two black characters in the movie, if there is one, who's like the Cuba Gooding Jr. stand-in. He's the cook, and the cook's gonna save the ship. And then I want one of the dive bomber pilots. What's that shit? Welcome to Earth. When he drops his bomb, that'd be great. Anyway, Midway. It's coming out in November. I'd say skip it. It looks like trash. For a good World War II movie that's relatively recent, watch Dunkirk. Watch it a couple times and see if you can figure it out better than I figured it out. Because, like any Christopher Nolan movie, it's got to be a puzzle. Well, you have to think. You're just dumb. I'm a dummy. I need things laid out for me. I'm a simpleton. I don't want to have to take a grad course in reconstructive film technique to understand memento. Anyway, this is just rambling. It's going off the rails. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Take care, and leave a comment if you want. Let me know what you think. Any other World War II movies I'm leaving out that don't involve zombies or Nazi vampires or Nazis from the Black Lagoon or whatever. I don't care about that stuff. Let me know what you think. Have a good one. Take care, and peace.